You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello and welcome to the Locked On Bulldogs podcast. I am Daniel.
And we're back to that three beautiful boxes. Y'all.
That three-box life.
I am Clint. Welcome to the podcast. We have the one, the only, the Sherpa, intern, executive producer, sound engineer, and legal consultant, Michael W. Smith, is back on here. M-Dubs, welcome back to the pod, my friend.
Thanks, guys. Good to be on. Although one correction, I think at the Chili's, when you were in need of legal defense, we decided Justin B. Tweeten would actually
That's correct.
take over as legal correspondent. So
Justin is the legal correspondent. I was going to make that correction as well, but
that's right. Good job. Good job.
Since we've expanded our platform, Clint, and we are now not just an audio podcast, but we're now on YouTube. A whole new wave of people have been asking if M-Dubs is in fact real, and so this is just proof as real. This is it.
Prepare to be disappointed.
Well, he's no John Tweet Sports. He is no. This we can confirm.
Yeah. Let's be clear.
I have been fired publicly on the podcast, and now I have to train my replacement publicly on the podcast. This is embarrassing, y'all. This is getting really, really bad.
Let me just say, from years of listening to this podcast, thank you for setting the bar so low. I feel like I'm going to be able to get over that bar pretty quickly.
Dubs, you and I are going to be just fine. We are not going to struggle whatsoever.
Hey, glad you've made it on the podcast. If you're listening to us, if you're watching us, glad you're here. Dan's going to let you know how to subscribe and how to help us out. But we are fans, and we don't take ourselves too seriously nor each other, as if the intro to this was not clue enough for you. But we do take seriously our fandom and UGA, so you better not mess with that. We want your fandom to increase as ours increases. We're not gurus or insiders by any stretch of the imagination. And Sarah would say, if she was here, just like we've been saying, don't tweet or text or have contact for anybody under the age of 18.
That's
full stop.
It's not wise. It's not great. It's not a great thing to do. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Lots of ways that you can find the show. You can find it in audio form, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. Subscribe there. Leave us a rating and review there. That's helpful. You tell a friend about the podcast if you listen at work and you work with some Georgia fans or whatnot. That's always appreciated. Or you can head on over to the YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Just search Locked On Bulldogs on YouTube and you will find, if you want to know what M-Dubs looks like, which if that's not reason enough to get over and subscribe to the YouTube channel, I don't know what more we can give you. I just don't know what more the podcast can do for you. Leave us a thumbs up. Leave us a comment. Subscribe over there. That's helpful as well. Thanks for being here. LockedOnBulldogs@gmail.com is the email address. @DawgsPodcast is the Twitter. This podcast is for fans, by fans. The video segments, the audio segments, it's all fan-driven content. And so we would love to interact with you. Love to hear your thoughts, your opinions, your takes on whatever it is that you want us to talk about. Today is Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. And
finally got there.
Let's do our favorite thing to do on Friday, which is Georgia's back between the hedges tomorrow. Sanford Stadium, 3:30 kick. College game days. There's college game day. Lee Corso buy a home in Athens at this point. Is that what's Kirk Herbstreit's just moved in?
He's in a home in Athens, I think.
Y'all, it's just
for the win. John Tweet Sports, you're out. You're out. You're out. You come with that energy, or if you want to be on the pod. Look, college game day's back. Georgia's back between the hedges. An almost top 10 matchup. Undefeated 6-0 Kentucky can't even get a top 10 ranking, but
that's bad.
It's sad. Well, they have no quality wins. They've not beaten any team that's even remotely decent at football. That's what's important to know.
I see Kentucky, no lie here.
All the teams Kentucky's beaten are abject trash. Florida fan in the comments, welcome to the show. We'll get to you in a few days, just a few more days, and then it's officially time. Let's talk about what we're excited about, what we're nervous about, what you shouldn't sleep on in terms of this game. And so who wants to go first? Who wants to lead off with what they are excited about for Saturday?
Y'all, I don't understand how every single week this is the answer. And if you have a different answer, you're wrong. Okay? Let me tell you. The best defense in a generation gets to be on your TV screen beating down an SEC team at home. That's what I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see who is it this week? Is it Channing Tindall again? Is it Nakobe Dean? Is it Adam Anderson? Is it Jalen? Is it which one of these freaks is going to come out and show out once more? Is it Tyke Smith going to make an addition? Is Christopher Smith going to keep on playing his game? If Lewis Cine, Daniel, you said Will Levitt's going to throw that middle, that deep dig.
He's going to throw it. He's going to throw it.
Well, if he's going to throw it, he's going to be culpable in a murder because he is leaving a receiver out to die. I can't get enough of watching this defense. I'm going to sit back and popcorn enjoy it all day long.
I love it. How do you pick what you're excited about for this weekend? I mean, the Kirby Death March. The Kirby Smart Death March, is that trademarked? I don't know who came up with that.
But, Clint, you and I were tweeting when that drive was happening, and we described that drive slightly differently, but not exactly. Might have to lose our non-explicit tag.
We're not going to how we described it.
But Kirby Death March sounds fine.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Kirby Death March is what we'll go with. Yeah.
Yeah, we're recording live. We don't have that 7-second delay to bleep.
We do.
So
we don't. No.
Keep it family friendly. But no,
Dubs, what are you excited about?
I think for me, I mean, I could list 5 different things. I'm excited to watch Keely Ringo again. I mean, that guy is blowing my mind on the corner. But I think the thing I'm most excited about, though, is which facet of the offense Todd Monken will show us this weekend. I feel like every game this season, it's been a complete, I mean, who knows what's coming? Are we going to run it down your throat? Are we going to pass over the top? Are we going to slice and dice you across the middle? Are we going to do a little bit of everything? You know, Todd Monken, he's had more time. He's probably had a couple of days this week just to dream up. Here's another way that we can just make it fun out there.
We should make a segment, the Monk's Retreat. I want a video camera of the Monk's Retreat, the place that he goes to, and just in silence comes up with this game plan and comes back off the mountainside.
Somebody familiar with Photoshop, please Photoshop Todd Monken just on some sort of just next to a waterfall or something. Just
Does Todd Monken have grandkids? How old is he? Is he old enough for grandkids?
He seems grandkid age.
I think so. I would imagine that he has handed a sheet of paper to his grandkids multiple times and said, hey, draw some X's and circles and lines. And then he's looked at it and he said, oh, we could do that.
Pappy will make it into a play. We'll score a touchdown on whatever you draw. That's what Pappy can do it. Listen, I'm excited, and I'm just going to borrow Wednesday's show. We had Sarah on, and absolutely fantastic time talking with her. And so I'm gonna borrow from her. Listen, guys, is this the week that Darnell Washington reminds us who the best tight end on this team is? Is this the week that he says, did y'all forget about the end of last season and how that was going? And then that injury, to me, is really one of the saddest things about this early season, because we have forgotten. We are guilty. All of us together are guilty of forgetting who this guy is and what this guy can do. And we have seen now last week against Auburn a couple of flashes of that. We have seen Todd Monken and his willingness to utilize the tight ends early and often in this year's system as opposed to previous years. And so you put all those things together with Darnell Washington that's just got another week under his belt. And I think we could see something this week that maybe we haven't seen yet from him. That's an exciting proposition for me.
I'm excited to see Darnell after a couple of snatches, a couple of TDs, maybe just standing on the sideline next to Stetson, and he just lifts his arm and sets it right on top of Stetson's helmet. Just like little brother over here.
To be fair, he would do that to Broderick Jones as well. So
It's a real Shaq and Nick Van Exel vibe that Darnell Washington and Stetson Bennett are going to give off.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Hey, we're going to come back after this, talk about what we are nervous about. But first, I want to let you know about Built Bar. Built Bar is the tastiest protein bar on planet Earth. They are high in protein, low in sugar, high in fiber, pre-workout, post-workout, whatever you need to do. Meal replacement on the go. It's fantastic. They taste like a candy bar. Guys, it's good food that tastes like a candy bar. End of discussion. Head over to builtbar.com right now. Put in the promo code LOCKEDON15 for 15% off your entire order. That's locked on 15 at builtbar.com.
All right. That's what we're excited about. M-Dubs, this segment's tougher. Maybe it's not for you. I don't know. Maybe you're still clinging to your old bucket. Just got 2020 written on it, and you're still just holding on to it. What are we nervous about as it relates to this game?
Oh God. Can I be honest? How honest can I be, guys?
This is a safe place.
Got it.
Just the three of us. No one else listening in.
No one else.
At this point in the season, I don't even want to say the word out loud, so I'll just spell it INJUR.
Nope. Stop. You can't even spell it. It's not a safe place. This is not a safe place. I was lying.
I didn't think it was. You threw me off saying it was fine. I could be honest. That's a big one. But I think even bigger, I am nervous that we are going to get a little bit schizophrenic with the QB situation because I've heard JT's throw him without pain, but then I hear all the noise of Stetson's proving himself. We should keep him in. And I feel like, are we going to go to this, 2003 QB? I don't know if it was 02, 03 QB trade-off thing. Not excited.
Okay. Well, you followed up an absolutely awful thing to say with something not quite as awful, but right around. Look, Clint, here's what I've learned this week. Do we have a segment? Do we need we have a more but we don't need we need a what I've learned segment.
We do.
I've learned that sometimes when you have people on the podcast, you have to do some editing. That's what you have to do. Like sometimes it just you gotta trim the clips up a little bit. Just as a courtesy. We might have to do that here for Dubs. And that's like, because he just now I've seen worse mistakes made on a podcast, but Clint, what are you nervous about?
Can you track listener stats in real time? Like when people turn the podcast off?
I can track them actually by name.
Yeah.
I can track them by
name. When M-Dubs said the quarterback controversy and just tanked us.
They're just being honest.
Sure. Here's what I'm nervous about. I'm nervous that this game I don't get to enjoy as much because history is history, patterns are patterns, Kirby is Kirby, and all of a sudden for a game that he shouldn't be. There's no reason for me to be nervous about this at all because history this year has shown me that he has given Todd Monken free reign and Todd has said, let's play. Okay, so I know this. Facts are good. Sarah came on here Wednesday, said statistics are her way to deal with her emotions. And yet my dark hole of a heart cannot help but grapple with the fact that I am just nervous that this turns into a 12-9 game because Stetson turns into Stetson of after Auburn last year and can't pull the trigger, can't get that deep ball, doesn't have the timing right with AD and Ladd going down the sidelines, misfires all over the place. We're in 3rd and long. We can't get out of it. And all of a sudden we just start rotating running backs after running backs, trying to get through, trying to get pushed to get Jack out there to kick some field goals. And it's a low scoring affair that we're close in the entire game because it's Kentucky week.
How is that better than a QB controversy?
That's not.
God,
Dubs, it's not. Just to be totally clear, it's not. Guys, these are dumb. These are dumb answers. Let's just stop. You don't. Let me explain this segment to you. We're trying to do a podcast here, okay? You don't have to give me a reason that you're nervous that we're gonna lose the whole game or something, or like a reason that you're nervous that. You could just give me something that you're nervous about just in a tiny little aspect of the game. For example, I am nervous that we might throw multiple interceptions in this game. I'm nervous that one of them might be returned for a touchdown. I'm nervous that Kentucky might get points in ways that we have yet to give up points on this. I mean, we did throw a pick six, Carson Beck, obviously late in the UAB game, but we might give up points in ways that we have yet to give up points in this game. And that makes me unsettled. If JT's in there, I'm nervous about the same thing. I'm nervous about I think to piggyback on your point, M-Dubs, what if JT plays and there's a little bit of a rust between wide receiver, quarterback, and the dynamic? There's some kinks to work out. Do I think any of this is going to make the game even remotely close? No, I'm not nervous that the game's going to be even remotely close. But I do think there are some nerves around particular aspect of the way that people are going to play. And so that gives me a little bit of a pause. I'm not nervous about the deep ball from Will Levis. I'm not nervous about anything Kentucky can do offensively.
No.
And I'm not nervous about our ability to run the ball against Kentucky.
I had this weird job one time where I was working with a lot of underage youth down in LA, and I had this guy that was the FBI. He worked for the FBI down in LA, and it was really weird when he was around me and he was packing heat in his trunk of his car and on his person all the time. I had a lot of confidence when he was around. When he wasn't around, didn't have as much confidence any longer. That's what this defense is like. This defense, what am I worried about?
I want to address Clint. Worried about conservative Kirby. I think conservative Kirby is at least on a small vacation. Have you seen Kirby Smart's eyes in these press conferences?
He's not on vacation, Clint. He's dead and gone. He's dead. He's dead and gone.
I didn't want to go that far.
You know what? Yeah. This game, if this game is that, I'll believe it, and I will not speak of him any longer.
Listen, is it going to rain approximately 19 inches during the game on Saturday? Because if it's not, there ain't no way this thing's going to be just a muck it up, low scoring. You think 84? Do you think he even has a button for low scoring, like muck it up type of game? What do you think Ladd McConkey's going to do? Like just fall down on the 3-yard line instead of running into the end zone? I don't think so. Doesn't seem like his style. Clint? All right, we're coming back. We're going to talk about what you shouldn't sleep on about this game. Something that maybe as excited as you are, you've yet to think about or yet to process how good this particular thing could be. Coming back to talk about that in just a second. First, I want to tell you about BetOnline.ag. They are your online sportsbook experts. They're the place that Clint and I go to place all of these wagers that we make on the Locks pod yesterday. If you didn't listen to that or watch that, you can go back and click on that and watch it. We give out locks every single week, and you take those locks over to betonline.ag. Enter the promo code Locked On, and you'll get a 50% bonus on your initial deposit. That's free money with which to bet on these locks and make more money. BetOnline.ag. They've got Major League Baseball playoffs, NBA season is starting. You can bet on the NFL, college football, parlays, or single games, point spread, money line, props, whatever you want is all at betonline.ag, your online sportsbook experts. All right, last segment, fellas. Don't sleep on Kentucky edition. What do you got?
Don't sleep on Brock Bowers in the backfield.
Whoa.
Oh,
Anybody remember a little end around?
Oh,
recently?
I remember the end around.
Oh my God! If Darnell is back, don't sleep on Darnell cutting out and across while
sealing
Brock
the edge.
Yep.
Darnell sealing the edge, and Brock Bowers coming around that edge. Ooh-wee.
It would be beautiful.
Look, I probably could go several here, but one of mine dovetails into that. Don't sleep on these three freshmen that we talked about on Monday. These three freshmen continuing to assert themselves. All right,
Yes, sir.
Is 10 going to be out there playing? Yeah, we think he is. Is Rosemy going to be out there playing? Yeah, we think he is. Jermaine Burton, could he be back?
There you go.
But don't sleep on these three freshmen, y'all. Brock Bowers, A.D. Mitchell, and Lad McConkey. They ain't giving up these spots. Okay, they're not here to just placehold until somebody's healthy again. Now there'll be a rotation, and they're not going to be out there every play. This is not going to be like it's not going to be like a Jamar Chase at LSU 2019 situation where they're out there for every single play of the game. But don't sleep on these three guys continuing to assert themselves. Even though Darnell Washington's back, Brock Bowers still going to do his thing. Even though Jermaine Burton's back, A.D. Mitchell's still going to do his thing. Even though Kyrus Jackson's back, Lad McConkey's still going to do his thing. Don't sleep on these freshmen. They're too good.
Daniel, you have taken my don't sleep on Lad McConkey or A.D. Mitchell continuing to lead this team in receptions, even if Burton is back. Guys, Arian Smith can come back, Burton can come back. They're great. They're great wide receivers. It just so happens that when you have production like AD and Lad have, you don't mess with a good thing like that. Just not at that position, not with the rotation they have, not with all of that when they're doing it. But here's my don't sleep on. I said I'm nervous about conservative Kirby and Kentucky being Kentucky of the last 3 years. But don't sleep on the first drive of the game. Stetson Bennett slinging it around 7 times on the first drive because we're at home. What happened last time we were at home against a big SEC game? What did we do against Arkansas that first quarter when I said, take the spread? Whatever that first quarter spread was in Arkansas, I was going to take it. The same might be true of this game against Kentucky because I think it's rinse repeat for that. So don't sleep on us coming out here and slinging the ball all over the yard. We're going to mix in the run in the first quarter, first couple drives especially.
Yeah. I feel like I'll add one more. This goes without saying, but don't sleep on these linebackers eating this week. I mean, they're going to eat. Guys, what's Kentucky going to do? They're going to try to run the ball. They're going to try to get Rodriguez out. And what's going to happen?
Rodriguez, I have all the respect in the world for Rodriguez. He's a hard-nosed, good runner, but boy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you not asking me how many fumbles he's going to have in this game? I'm sorry. I got confused. I got confused.
So if you think you've been hit hard before, you have another thing coming. These guys hit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you not asking me how many sacks Georgia is going to have in this game? Because that's what I don't think you should sleep on from the defensive side of the ball. Sarah mentioned it. Will Levis taking 9 sacks this year, averaging 10 yards a sack per. It's not great. Is Kentucky going to be playing from behind in this game early and often? Are we going to shut down the run? And now you're telling me that this offensive line, decent run blocking offensive line, has struggled a little bit in pass protection, offensive line. And now you're going to be the best pass rushing tandem, trifecta, quartet. What are we doing?
Ask me how many fingers. This is the number of pass rushers.
That's what number for 7.
Two things can be true at the same time. 3 things can be true at the same time. 4 things can be true. And then when Adam Anderson and Nolan Smith and Devontae Wyatt and Jalen Carter and Nakobe Dean and the boys just come into the backfield. Brock Bowers may be in the backfield once in this game, but Nolan Smith's going to be in the backfield all day. All day in this game.
You all know that Nakobe Dean, a third of his tackles are a tackle for a loss or a sack. Like a third of his tackles.
He lives back there. He set up a home back there. He said it's good for us to build a tent, to build a house here, and just stay here. That's what
he's just tabernacling all in the backfield.
It seems pleasant to me to just stay here for a while. Yesterday I said that Georgia's defensive success rate was the same as God's, and so I felt like I needed to get a little bit something in there. Say I was wrong though.
I'll let Clint disagree with you. He's on the way out anyway.
Daniel, I'm gone anyway. It's no coincidence that again we've had 3 guests on this week. These are interviews, and I'm just being now told that these are on the job interviews for all 3 of them.
Thank you for interviewing your replacement.
And we've hired them all. They've all been fantastic. So it's been a great week. It's really been a really great week for the pod. So. Hey, thanks for listening, subscribing. If you're new to the pod this week, go back and listen to previous episodes. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the podcast, leave us ratings and reviews, comments, thumbs up, whatever it is. We appreciate it. And as always, we'll be back on Monday and we will have full breakdowns of this Kentucky game. We got lots of stuff planned going into the bye week next week. And it's already Florida time, guys. So we got a bunch more to cover on the podcast, and we're excited to do it with you every step of the way. Locked On Bulldogs on the Locked On Podcast Network. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Go Dogs.